This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by the Parker Group.
Well, if you are a first-time home seller or maybe even a first-time home buyer, there are probably some things that you don't know that you should be doing, and definitely some things that you don't know you shouldn't be doing. And luckily, we know the people who do know those things. We've got Rachel Parker and Jamie Perez joining us with the Parker Group. Well, once again, thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. And Jamie, you are once again a top seller, and you really know the ins and outs of this industry. And what are maybe some of the basics that sellers or buyers should avoid when it comes to, especially your first time doing this? Because it's a big deal.
It is a very big deal. And lately, we've been getting a lot of clients who, as we start the process, their final words are, "I had no idea."
Sure. Yeah.
So, and then after they had that no idea moment, they realize now they're actually 1, 2, 3 years
Yikes.
behind on being able now to purchase their first home.
Yeah. Well,
because they didn't know.
Yeah, so what are maybe some of the things that they should know, or what are the things that they didn't realize that they didn't know that put them 3 years behind in this process?
3 years, that's a big deal.
That's a lot of years. So maybe what are some of those do's and don'ts?
Off the top of my head, the number one, and I think we'd be in
We were
agreement,
chatting about this, yeah.
is a car. A car payment or even purchasing a new car could be detrimental to buying a house within the next 3 years.
Yeah, so we have like so many people, you wouldn't think this, but there's so many people that get so in the zone of their house purchase that they don't really think about how the rest of the financial picture fits together. And we were talking about this yesterday. We were like, I think they think like, oh, I've got that new garage. I want to get a new pickup truck to put in it. It's not the best time to be adding a car payment to your financial portfolio.
Even reversed. You're fresh out of college and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a big boy, big girl job. I'm gonna go buy a new car.
Yep.
Well, now you have a $40,000, $50,000 car,
Yes.
which now that's oftentimes going to hinder the amount you can get on a home.
Right, and that is it just because of, bankers are maybe looking at loan numbers, or what's the reason?
Yeah, so Jamie and I were actually chatting about this yesterday, because what often happens too is people are like, oh, you know what, I want to make sure I have a lot of cash when I move into my house, so I'm going to skip this one car payment maybe. And it's like anything that you do that dings your credit in any way during that process of like contract to close is so important.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even leading up to it.
I didn't know. So what are maybe some of the steps that people could do who, they still have some maybe big life purchases to make? How can they still make those and circumvent hurting their credit? Is cash the way?
The biggest one is cash, and I think what's hardest for people, I don't know if you agree with this, Jamie, is like furniture is a big one.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And
there's so much that you want to put in your new home.
And unfortunately, if you're kind of stretching a little bit to get into that home, it's not always fun to hear, but you might have to wait a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, like I just said, there's so many things that you just told me that I didn't know were problematic when it comes to gearing up to buying your first home. So Jamie, what are some of the things that you do to walk those first-time buyers through this process and avoid making those mistakes altogether?
The first thing I recommend is telling people that it literally is never too soon to start.
Yeah.
So you could be 20 years old in college and you're like, you know what, I want to prepare.
Yeah.
Talk to a realtor and a lender.
Okay.
And we're going to be able to help you and tell you, don't do this, don't do this. If you want a house by this age, do this, this, and this. I am actually working with people right now that I've been working with for 2 years.
That's awesome. I mean, honestly, we're headed into the holiday season. This might be a good gift for parents to give to their college students say, hey, let's make that meeting with a realtor, with a bank loan, and have that conversation to really set somebody up for success, because I wish I had that conversation 10 years ago. If you've got questions, you've got mistakes that you know you want to avoid after having this conversation with Rachel and Jamie, Jamie, how can they get a hold of you so that you can really help some people out?
Well, you can call me directly. My number is 757-575-6721, or you can just call the Parker Group and they'll transfer you to me.
That's
Just ask for Jamie.
Just ask for Jamie. She's got all the answers to help you avoid those big mistakes that I am now aware of. A little too late, but that's okay. Thank you guys, as always, for coming in and really just educating us. I mean, I really think the more you know, the less mistakes you're likely to make on big life purchases. So thank you again.
Thanks.
And we'll see you next time. But we've got some more CoastLife to get to. That's on the way when we get back.
Discover an incredible opportunity at 13203 Seashore Highway in Georgetown. This 30-acre property includes 2 parcels available together or separately. The first, 10.31 acres of undeveloped land. The second, 19.7 acres with an existing commercial building. Both parcels feature over 1,200 feet of road frontage, high visibility, and easy access to Route 404. With no farm preservation restrictions, this is ideal for residential development, commercial ventures, or other visionary projects. Don't miss this extraordinary opportunity. Happy Place of the Week is sponsored by the Parker Group.